The security alarm at Crestwood Wildlife Clinic shattered the stillness of the morning air. Nara Kellis dashed to the front entrance, her heart hammering against her ribs. In 15 years as a wildlife nurse, she'd never faced an alert like this. The motion sensors had registered something massive, far larger than their typical patients. Peering through the security cameras, she spotted the source. A full-grown female grizzly bear stood at the clinic's entrance. Yet something felt off. The bear's behavior was strange, almost deliberate. Rather than the aggressive posture Nara expected, the bear paced back and forth, occasionally gazing directly into the camera as if sending a message. Nara quickly called Dr. Vin Harrow, her colleague still 20 minutes away. "Vin, we've got trouble, a mother bear. Something's not right," she said, her voice calm despite her racing pulse. The bear bore no obvious wounds, but her movements screamed desperation. The autumn morning was just dawning, golden sunlight spilling through the surrounding pine forest, stretching long shadows across the clinic's parking lot. Nara had arrived early, as always, anticipating a standard day. The recovery ward held their usual occupants. 3 injured birds, a fox, and a young deer, all stable, all routine. Nothing had braced her for this. The bear's presence contradicted everything she knew about wildlife. Grizzlies typically shunned human structures, especially in the early hours, yet this one lingered intentionally at their threshold. Nara's keen eye picked up another clue. The bear's fur was matted in patches, suggesting a rough journey, and her anxious steps betrayed exhaustion. Watching through the security feed, Nara's mind churned with possibilities. In all her years treating animals, she'd never seen anything like this. The bear seemed to be waiting, her eyes brimming with intelligence and urgency that tested Nara's professional reserve. Little did she know, this was only the beginning. The real reason for the bear's visit would soon challenge her understanding of animal behavior and unveil a discovery that would bring tears to her eyes, resonating with everyone who'd later hear the tale. The alarm's persistent beep echoed as Nara studied the monitor, her experience signaling that something extraordinary was about to unfold. In the hours ahead, she'd witness a mother's love transcend the wild-human divide, revealing an emotional truth that would linger with her forever. She stood rooted at the clinic window, heart pounding, the mother bear's actions puzzling her seasoned mind. Never in her career had she seen a grizzly behave this way. The bear's gaze held something indefinable. Not aggression, not fear, but something deeper. The morning light intensified, casting long shadows over the lot. Suddenly, the mother bear turned toward the forest. Nara held her breath, wondering if she'd depart. Instead, what she saw next made her press her hand to the glass in disbelief. The massive grizzly returned, this time with a small brown cub limping behind her, struggling with each step. Nara's nursing instincts flared. The cub's movements were pained, its right side visibly hurt, blood matting its fur, its tiny frame quaking with fatigue. But it was the mother's behavior that seized Nara's throat. With tender nudges and patient pauses, she guided her cub straight to the clinic entrance. This wasn't random. It was a mother seeking help. The security footage captured the bear's face in detail, and Nara saw something haunting. Raw maternal desperation. A look that crossed species, willing to risk everything for her child. As the mother led her cub to the door, Nara felt tears prick her eyes. Not the defining tears of this morning, but a hint of what was to come. The cub slumped against the door, its small body heaving. The mother bear stepped back slowly, keeping a respectful distance, her eyes fixed on her baby. Her plea was clear as day. "Please help my child." Nara had cared for countless injured animals, but this felt different. The cub's wounds and the mother's actions hinted at a broader story, one that would soon move her to tears. When Dr. Vin arrived and ready to assist, the mother bear's response defied all Nara knew about wildlife. Instead of charging to guard her cub, she held back, as if trusting humans were her baby's only chance. Nara observed this trust with growing awe, unaware that the true surprise lay ahead, a heartbreaking truth she'd soon uncover. As they prepared to examine the cub, Nara felt a blend of professional worry and curiosity about what drove this bear to such lengths. She had no inkling that she'd soon discover something so poignant it would alter her view of wildlife forever. The mother bear watched from afar, her huge frame taut yet composed, as Nara approached her injured cub. The cause of the injuries remained veiled, but it would soon render this case unforgettable, a reason that would bring tears not of sorrow, but of profound insight. Nara knelt beside the cub, her skilled hands gentle yet swift in their initial assessment. The mother bear stayed a silent sentinel, her trust defying instinct. The morning sun now flooded the entrance, illuminating the cub's injuries with stark clarity. At first, Nara noted typical signs: scratches, exhaustion, dehydration from a long trek. But as she parted the matted fur to inspect closer, something halted her. She blinked, doubting her eyes. Beneath the blood and dirt were markings that told a story. Not random tears from nature, but deliberate shapes. Nara's stomach knotted, her hands trembling faintly. These weren't natural wounds, they were man-made. But that wasn't what brought the tears. Wrapped around the cub's injured leg, nearly concealed by fur and mud, was a thin metal wire. A snare, the kind illegal hunters used in the forest. It had cut deep into the cub's flesh, explaining its limp. Then Nara saw something that stopped her heart. The wire was partially broken, not by the cub's efforts, but by a much stronger force. The metal showed signs of being torn and twisted. Glancing at the mother bear, still watching patiently, Nara realized the truth. The mother had tried to free her cub. The wire's marks revealed repeated attempts. She'd worked at it, breaking it partway but stopping to avoid further harm. That's when Nara's composure cracked. Tears rolled down her cheeks as the full story hit her. This mother bear, after exhausting her efforts, had made an astonishing choice. Instead of surrendering, she'd brought her cub to the clinic, a place she might have seen humans aiding animals, near a wildlife observation area. The implications floored Nara. This wasn't just about treating a cub, it was a conscious decision to trust humans after humans had inflicted the pain. The intelligence, the maternal love, the courage to approach the species that hurt her cub. It all coalesced in a moment of understanding that brought Nara to tears. As she began treating the cub, her tears fell freely. Each touch, each bandage carried the weight of this story. The mother bear's trust, forged by desperation, humbled Nara beyond measure. This wasn't just another day at the clinic. It was a testament to a mother's love transcending boundaries. Working through her tears, Nara knew this would stay with her forever. The day a bear's devotion bridged wild and human worlds, teaching all who'd hear it about maternal love and trust. She wiped her eyes with her sleeve, but the tears persisted as she freed the cub from the wire. Each gentle motion uncovered more of the mother's determination, piercing Nara's heart. Through her tears, Nara glanced at the mother bear. The massive animal stood still, watching with intelligent eyes, unprecedented trust. Her hands shook as she found tooth marks on the wire, claw scratches from careful attempts to free her cub without worsening the injury. The morning light now streamed through the clinic windows, lighting Nara's tears as she cleaned the wounds. Her training kept her precise, but her heart reeled at each revelation. Beneath the wire were healing marks. The mother had tended her cub's injuries for days before seeking help. The cub stayed calm during treatment, as if sensing its mother's acceptance. Nara spoke softly, explaining each step, not just to the cub, but to its watching mother. Through her tears, she saw the mother's eyes track every move, every bandage, every touch. The depth in those eyes deepened Nara's sobs. The cub's limp suggested it had been hurt for a week, meaning the mother had protected and likely carried it all that time. This devotion brought fresh tears, intelligence and love beyond her career's scope. Dr. Vin prepared medications and bandages but lingered back, sensing the bond between Nara and these bears. Her tears fell as she wrapped the final bandages, her heart swelling with wonder at the mother's journey. The trust this wild animal placed in humans, despite human-caused pain, spoke of a transcending love. Through the window, staff gathered, watching their veteran nurse cry as she worked, all stirred by this trust. The mother bear remained vigilant yet calm, her presence a testament to a mother's lengths for her child. As Nara finished, her tears soaked her mask. Not of sadness, but of awe at witnessing something extraordinary. A mother's love had breached ancient barriers. The bear's decision to come here, her patient watching, her trust, all revealed an emotional depth that would reshape Nara's view of wildlife. As morning turned to afternoon, Nara prepared to release the treated cub, her eyes still damp from tears marking these events. The cub rested comfortably, its wounds cleaned, bandaged, and medicated, its small body easing. Throughout, the mother bear held her vigil outside, unmoving, showing no aggression, behavior that amazed everyone. Nara's tears slowed, but her heart stayed full as she readied the reunion. This story of a wild animal seeking help would endure forever. The cub's breathing steadied, its pain eased. Nara removed her gloves and logged the treatment, her handwriting shaky as she noted the remarkable circumstances. The mother's attempts to free her cub would be preserved, a testament to maternal love. With care, Nara prepared the reunion, trusting the mother bear would stay calm. Staff watched, some teary-eyed at this display of trust and intelligence. The mother bear shifted as Nara stepped out with the cub, her eyes showing recognition. No fear, just a mother awaiting her baby. Nara's tears welled again as she set the cub down. Stronger now, it took tentative steps toward its mother. What followed etched itself in Nara's memory. Instead of leaving, the mother bear looked at Nara, holding her gaze. In those deep brown eyes, Nara saw something that brought fresh tears. Recognition, gratitude, a bond beyond nature's bounds. The mother nuzzled her cub, inspecting the bandages with care, as if understanding humans had helped where she couldn't. Nara stood still, tears falling as she watched this moment. Only after checking her cub did the mother move toward the forest, pacing slowly to match her cub's tender steps. The cub, free of the wire, moved easier. Nara watched through tearful eyes as they reached the tree line, the mother glancing back as if in final thanks. The sun peaked as the bears vanished into the forest. Nara stayed at the entrance, her heart brimming with uncontainable emotion. This experience had changed her. The intelligence, the trust despite human-inflicted pain, spoke of a consciousness few credited to wildlife. That evening, finishing her reports, Nara's tears had dried, but the emotion lingered. She'd witnessed a mother's love bridge wild and human worlds. A story to be retold, touching hearts and shifting views on wildlife intelligence. The cameras captured it all. The arrival, the waiting, the trust, but not the impact on Nara's heart. Her tears came not just from the mother's desperate bid, but from being chosen to help. As the day closed, Nara knew she'd never forget this morning when a bear's love changed everything she knew about wildlife. Those tears were a small price for witnessing such trust, intelligence, and devotion. If the story of maternal love and trust moved you, like this video and share it with others who'd value such a display. Subscribe for more wildlife tales showcasing extraordinary bonds between animals and the humans who aid them. Comment your thoughts on this mother bear's bravery and intelligence in seeking help for her cub. Ring the notification bell for more heartwarming stories of remarkable human-wildlife connections. Your support helps us share these tales of courage, trust, and love from the animal kingdom.